Ukhwakhwa, Kanyatagelu Niunget Sungwehwene, Becky Webster Niunget So Slunige, Wagwaho Niwigit Talode, Oneta Aga Niwikahunjot, Dulunkawane Niwikenyu. So what I just said in English is, greetings my friends, my name is Kanyatagelu, which means snow scattered here and there. My English name is Becky Webster, I'm Wolf Clan, I'm Oneida, and I grew up near Duck Creek here on the Oneida Reservation. And I currently serve as the Executive Director of Ukhwakhwa.
My role here at Ukhwakhwa is the Farm and Culinary Operations Director. Pretty much when you have a 15-acre farm and all the machines it takes to kind of run this stuff, it takes a lot of work, not only to maintain, but run those machines, take care of them, clean them, troubleshoot them when they break down and so forth.
What is Ukhwakhwa? That's a pretty nebulous question. Ukhwakhwa is the Oneida word for our foods. And what we have here is a 15-acre farmstead that we built here with the sole purpose of trying to share with the community our seeds, our methods of planting, growing, seed keeping, cooking, harvesting, and my favorite part, which is the preparing traditional tools and crafts that go along with caring for our foods.
Another big aspect to the farm is that we offer these meals every other week with different chefs that we bring in. I oversee and supervise that. I do all the scheduling, the delivery routes, the ordering, and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty intense. Though that title is there's when you're on your own and you're running your own business, it is everything and anything that needs to get done in order for the next program, next class, next tour, next harvest season, next planting season to go smooth. So it can be a 7-day-a-week thing.
It's a bit of a story where Ukhwakhwa came from. So Steve and I are still relatively new to caring for our foods. We first grew our garden of Tuscarora white corn in 2015. And then in 2016, we helped form the co-op, Ohelagu, which is among the corn stalks. And at that time, I was a bit in transition from being an attorney for the law office to becoming a professor at the University of Minnesota Duluth, teaching remotely so I could still stay here. As soon as I found out I had secured a tenure track position out there, I began to scheme on how we can, really expand our lives to incorporate these seeds more. So Steve was the records director for Oneida at the time, and we were living somewhere else. So I knew that his job was very stressful, and he was also really being swept away with these seeds and the places that these seeds were bringing us. And we really wanted to find a way to share that more broadly with the community and our extended community. So we set out to look for some land. We knew that there wasn't really a whole lot of land for sale because we wanted, between 10 and 15 acres of land. We just put it out there in the universe, posted on social media. Anybody know anybody that's got land for sale? And one of my friends sent me a message saying, hey, my cousin has some land. It's not for sale, but he doesn't live here anymore. Do you want me to see if he'll sell it to you? I said, yes. And very shortly thereafter, I got in contact with his cousin and we had secured an offer to purchase. And then in April of 2017, we bought this land here. We went to Leander Danforth, an Oneida Faithkeeper, with our plans for this property to create a space for people to come and learn. And he gave us the name Ukhwakhwa Jitnuni Ugayaya Toslu. It means our foods, where we plant things. And everything just kind of fell into place from there. We built the house, we built all of the things here to be able to create a space to welcome the community and to learn.
My name is Giselle Oliva Metaxen. I go by Gise, and I am the Program Development Specialist here at Ukhwakhwa. My role here at the farm initially started out as a grad student, bushy-tailed, bright-eyed. And I was looking to gain some experience in grant writing in the nonprofit sector. Previous to this, I was in the music industry, so quite a shift for me, and found myself here at the farm for one of their classes. I think it was the summer of 2023. I kind of fell in love with the work, couldn't stop thinking about it. I reached out, and that's how I started, just grant writing here and there in exchange for the experience. And later it turned into a job. I was able to write a position for myself here through one of our grants, which is the Field to Basket grant that funds our Black Ash Basketry program through First Nations Development Institute. And now I still do grant writing and a whole other array of things, including our bookkeeping, our coordinating, and logistics of programs.
Well, my message to people up and coming who are trying to do, similar things, whether it be, people doing things with the culture, people doing things like us, like with the farmers, artists, and whatnot. The biggest magic, our secret sauce, I would call it, would be to just don't overthink it and just start. A lot of times, from my own past life, working in the business committee, working for our Oneida Nation, a lot of emphasis was put on these like amazing plans, and it was like there's people who went to school to make plans and critique plans, and the plans are just perfect and so forth. And sometimes that can kind of get in its own way. And when you kind of come at it with the mindset that it's okay to fail, it's okay because that's not really a failure, you're learning. If you come at it with the mindset that, this is going to be awkward, it's going to be embarrassing, I'm going to screw up, I'm going to drop the ball a couple times here. If you go into that with that mindset, it really helps you get out of your own way. It helps you quickly build trust not only in yourself and your abilities, but also in the people around you. Sometimes your ideas might seem kind of harebrained and like nobody's really going to go for that. Who's going to come out to Lambie Road and check out a farm, in the middle of nowhere? So, and that self-doubt can kind of be managed through little bitty wins. And so again, like starting just with a garden in your background, starting by awkwardly going to a language class when you can, some of that stuff can build up momentum. And if you kind of keep at it, you'd be amazed at like how fast and how far you can go with that.
I think our greatest accomplishments here are just the number of people that we welcome to this space and that we're sharing what we're learning with them, and they can take a piece of that with them. And I think all of us collectively are helping to put those pieces back together of the information that our ancestors had known, just as part of their daily lives, that we are now trying to reassemble that.
To be recognized in this way and being a recipient of the National Treasures Award, it's always validating of the work that we're doing. For Becky and Steve, I think, I came onto this work almost 2 years ago now, and I was just, very impressed and felt very called to this work and felt like I needed to do my part in helping them. And I keep learning more and more about all the work, all the hours, all the blood, sweat, and tears they've put into this. So I know for them, it's never about the recognition, the awards, even the funding. They're doing this because they love it. And at the end of the day, they're two nerds who love asking questions and figuring out how things work. And that's a big reason why they're so successful. They're relentless in figuring out answers and then sharing that with the community. So I think it's validating, but it's also just, I think it's a long time coming for them to get, seen in this way. And the community knows, they know once you step into this property and you experience one of our classes, it feels different here. So this is just kind of a culmination of what we've done so far.